Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'd like to share with you guys a story that I first heard about in 2018 that generated a lot of intrigue in the public, but quite abruptly went quiet ever since. It fascinated me that very little answers were provided, and the mysterious nature of the story endures to this day. So let's get right to it. In the summer of 2018, construction workers in Alexandria, Egypt, were digging in the city Gebir district for a construction project. They discovered a tomb buried approximately 5 meters below the surface. The authorities were immediately called, and the construction dig turned into an archaeological excavation. Inside the tomb, the excavation team discovered an ominous-looking black sarcophagus. It was extremely large and heavy. Given the city in which this takes place, the news generated intrigue about who could have been buried inside. Let's talk about the sarcophagus itself. The size of the sarcophagus is impressive and measures 9 feet in length, over 5 feet in width, and towering at almost 6 feet tall. It weighs an astonishing 30 tons. That's over 66,000 pounds. For reference, a Tesla Cybertruck weighs about 7,000 pounds, so that's nearly 10 Cybertrucks. It is quite possibly the largest of its kind ever found in Alexandria. The large size is intriguing because ancient Egyptians and humans in general were of small stature, so why the need for such a large sarcophagus? Was a giant buried inside? The sarcophagus was crafted from black granite, which is very expensive and difficult to work with. Black granite was primarily sourced from the region around Aswan, located in the southern part of Egypt. That means someone had to haul nearly 30 tons of granite, more than 500 miles from Aswan to Alexandria. Obviously, the person buried inside must have been very important. The lid of the sarcophagus has a similar design to other sarcophagi of ancient Egypt. The design features a slightly rounded top and a rectangular shape. However, very intriguing is that unlike most other sarcophagi found in Egypt, this one lacked any inscriptions or artwork. Why bother commissioning and crafting such a large and expensive sarcophagi, and not even advertise who was buried inside? Did the person buried inside not want to be identified? Or perhaps the people who buried the person did not? What could be the reasons for that? Archaeologists speculate that the sarcophagus dates back to between 304 and 30 BC. This period is known as the Ptolemaic period, which began after Alexander the Great's death in 323 BC. Even more intriguing is that there was a layer of mortar between the lid and the body, which indicates that the sarcophagus has not been opened since it was buried over 2,000 years ago. Let's talk a little about where the sarcophagus was found. The sarcophagus was found in Al Carmeli Street, which is located in the city Gebir district of Alexandria. The district is situated to the northeast of the main harbor of the city. Now, why is that interesting? Let's take a look at the map. The location of the sarcophagus is slightly outside of the area where archaeologists believe the major royal buildings of the Ptolemaic period were situated. The major royal buildings were likely located closer to the harbor, which was a vital hub for trade and communication. Now, let's get to the potential significance of finding the mysterious and seemingly unidentifiable sarcophagus in the city that bears its founder's namesake, Alexander the Great. Alexander was believed to have founded the city of Alexandria in 331 BC. It grew rapidly, becoming a major center of Hellenic civilization and replacing Memphis as Egypt's capital during the reign of the Ptolemaic pharaohs who succeeded Alexander. It retained this status for almost a millennium, through the period of Roman and Eastern Roman rule until the Muslim conquest of Egypt in 641 AD. Alexander, at the young age of 20, assumed the throne of the ancient Greek kingdom of Macedon. By the time he was 30, he had created one of the largest empires in history, stretching from Greece to northwestern India. He was undefeated in battle and is widely considered to be one of history's greatest and most successful military commanders. In June 323 BC, Alexander died in the palace of Nebuchadnezzar II in Babylon at the age of 32. Alexander's body was laid in a golden arthropod sarcophagus that was filled with honey, which was in turn placed in a golden casket. While Alexander's funeral cortege was on its way to Macedon, Ptolemy seized it and took it temporarily to Memphis. His successor, Ptolemy II, transferred the sarcophagus to Alexandria, where it remained until at least late antiquity. Ptolemy IX, one of Ptolemy's final successors, replaced Alexander's sarcophagus with a glass one so he could convert the original to coinage. When the sarcophagus was finally opened, instead of encountering the remains of the legendary Alexander the Great, the archaeologists were met with a rather unexpected sight and smell. Inside, they found the skeletal remains of not one, but three distinct individuals. Quite morbidly, they were found in a pool of foul, reddish-brown liquid. The liquid was later determined to be sewage water, mixed with the dissolved remains of whatever was in the sarcophagus. Upon closer examination and analysis of the skeletal remains, it was revealed that they belonged to a woman and two men. The age of the woman was estimated to be within the range of 20 to 25 years old. The age of the younger man was approximately between 35 and 39 years old. The older man's age was estimated to be between 40 and 44 years old. In addition, one of the skulls revealed evidence of an injury and possible surgical procedure known as trepanation. Some have speculated that the sarcophagus was reused and that the original inhabitant was removed and that these three people reburied inside. However, given that there was a layer of mortar suggesting the sarcophagus was unopened, that seems less likely. But who knows, maybe they could have also resealed it. Who were these individuals? Do they have any relationship to Alexander the Great? Why were they buried together in this expensive, unmarked sarcophagus in Alexandria? These are all intriguing questions, without any apparent answers. To date, they have never said who exactly these three individuals are. Don't they have DNA testing? Why nothing at all? Well, here is an intriguing idea. Perhaps one of the males is Alexander the Great, and the other male is Hephaestion, one of Alexander's generals and closest friends. The female could be one of Alexander's wives, Roxana, Stateria, or Paracetus. Intriguingly, three golden drawings were also found alongside the remains of the three individuals. 3 drawings, 3 individuals. Could they help identify who these people were? The first drawing is clearly that of a serpent or snake. What is less clear, but one I can see, is the snake has a beard. The snake beard is an odd but repeated image which is found throughout cultures and ages. Snakes have no body hair or fur, and certainly can't grow a beard, yet the images of bearded snakes endure. Depictions of bearded serpents were common in ancient Greece and Rome. The images decorated households as protective spirits. The second drawing could represent a poppy seed inside a temple. A poppy seed may symbolize fertility, sleep, death, and rebirth, or it could represent the medicinal significance of the poppy plant. The temple setting suggests a sacred context, perhaps an offering to the gods. The third drawing could be that of a burning flame. A burning flame could represent divinity, particularly the power and presence of the sun god Ra, as well as life-giving energy. It also symbolizes protection, purification, and transformation, reflecting the flame's ability to cleanse, defend, and signify the eternal nature of the soul. The combination of a snake a poppy seed, and a burning flame may represent a complex interplay of life, death, protection, and transformation. These symbols together would convey a powerful message about the continuity of life, the role of divine protection, and the transformative journey of the soul. As if things weren't mysterious enough, an alabaster bust of a man was found near the tomb. The bust is very weathered, so you cannot identify who it was, but it definitely looks like a typical Greek or Roman bust. If you squint your eyes, you can almost make out the face and the hair of the person. To me, it looks like a Caucasian person, but just think, we could be looking at the face of Alexander the Great. Let's recap the intriguing clues of the mysterious black sarcophagus we have discussed so far. It was found in Alexandria. The tomb of Alexander the Great has never been definitively found. The sarcophagus is entirely devoid of inscriptions or markings to indicate who is buried inside. There were 3 individuals found inside, 1 female, 2 male. The sarcophagus seems to be unopened, since it was buried nearly 2 millennia ago. 3 mysterious drawings were found inside, which could symbolize death and rebirth. There was a weathered alabaster head found near the tomb that looks like a typical Greek or Roman bust. So who was buried inside the sarcophagus? The obvious answer is we don't know, because there are too many unanswered questions. However, consider this. The real mystery in the story may not be who is buried inside, but rather why there is near radio silence on this black sarcophagus since it was discovered in 2018.